Hello, this is Santa, wishing you a Merry Christmas. I am reading Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. As the months went by, the elves were busy making Christmas toys. All the elves loved their work except for one. Hermie just didn't have a knack for toy making. Maybe that's because he dreamed of becoming a dentist one day. This made him feel like a misfit among his fellow elves. Rudolph felt like a misfit too. He didn't like his nose cover he had to wear. Without it, his nose glowed as brightly as ever, but Donner was determined to keep that a secret. Here is Rudolph with his nose cover. On the day of the annual reindeer games, Rudolph met Clarice, a pretty young doe. When Clarice said she liked him, Rudolph was so excited that he flew through the air with joy. Flying was exactly what Comet the coach was trying to teach the young reindeer. Everyone was amazed by Rudolph until his nose cover fell off. Here is Rudolph flying through the air with his nose cover on, and Clarice, who is down here. All the other reindeers except for Clarice laughed at Rudolph and called him names. Comet said, "From now on, we won't let Rudolph join in any reindeer games." Rudolph went off by himself, feeling sad. Here is Comet the coach and all of the other reindeer, and Rudolph feeling sad. At the toy factory, Hermie was having trouble too. He skipped elf practice so he could fix doll's teeth, thinking he might fit in better that way. When the foreman found out, he yelled, "Come to elf practice and learn to wiggle your ears and chuckle warmly and do important stuff like that, or you'll never fit in." But Hermie just couldn't. He ran away instead. Here's Hermie being talked to by the foreman. Before long, Hermie and Rudolph met and shared their stories. They decided to go off into the world together. "You don't mind my red nose?" asked Rudolph. "Not if you don't mind my being a dentist," replied Hermie. "It's a deal," said Rudolph. On their first day, they heard the abominable snow monster's terrible roar. "He must have seen your nose," cried Hermie. The two friends tried to stay far ahead of the monster. Here is the two friends with the monster peeking over the ridge. You can hardly see the monster. Soon they met Yukon Cornelius and his dog sled team. Yukon was looking for gold, but he found Rudolph and Hermie instead. Then Rudolph's glowing nose let the abominable snow monster find them all. Thanks to Yukon's quick thinking, they escaped on an ice floe. Here they are floating out on an ice floe with the abominable snow monster looking after them. The ice floe carried them to the island of Misfit Toys, a place filled with odd toys. There's Cornelius and the two friends with the toys. You can see the train with the square wheels. Not good. The ruler of the island, King Moonracer, said, "A toy is never truly happy until it is loved by a child." Rudolph promised the king that someday he would tell Santa about all these homeless toys. Maybe Santa would include them in his Christmas deliveries to children around the world. Here is the king of the island. Rudolph asked King Moonracer if he and his friends could stay on the island of Misfit Toys. "This island is not for living things," said the king. "It's only for misfit toys." "How do you like that?" said Yukon. "Even among misfits we're misfits." The king let the friends rest overnight before they moved on. When Hermie and Yukon were asleep, Rudolph slipped away, knowing that his nose would put them in constant danger with the abominable snow monster. He didn't want to be the cause of any harm to his friends. The abominable snow monster did indeed find Rudolph because of his glowing nose. He chased the young reindeer everywhere. During that time, Rudolph grew up. One day, he realized it was time to go home. Here it is, Rudolph on an ice floe slipping away. Meanwhile, Rudolph's parents and Clarice had been out looking for him ever since he left. It was now 2 days before Christmas Eve, and Santa told Rudolph that without Donner, he'd never be able to get his sleigh off the ground. Rudolph was determined to find his parents and Clarice. As he began to look for them, the storm of all storms hit. Thick snowflakes fell, making it hard to see. Here's Rudolph talking to Santa, and Rudolph tracking through the snowstorm. Rudolph had an idea where his parents and Clarice were, in the cave of the abominable snow monster. He made his way there despite the storm and found Clarice in the monster's clutches. "Put her down," Rudolph cried. The abominable snow monster did, and went after Rudolph instead. Here's the abominable snow monster with Clarice. Yukon and Hermie, who had been searching for their friend as well, arrived at the cave just in time. Quickly, they lured the monster outside and knocked him out with a big rock. Here's Yukon on the entrance to the cave, dropping a rock on the head of the abominable snow monster. Then Hermie removed all the monster's teeth. Finally, Hermie got to be a dentist. I'll show you the Hermie with his teeth. All the teeth laying on the ground. When the abominable snow monster woke up, Yukon pushed him back and back and back until the monster, Yukon, and his dogs all slipped over the edge of a cliff. Oh no. There they are, getting pushed back and over a cliff. The snow monster didn't have any teeth anymore. Rudolph and his friends and family were heartbroken when they returned to Christmastown. When the others heard the entire story, they realized that those who are different are important too. They all apologized to Rudolph and Hermie. The foreman even told Hermie he could open up his own dentist office. And Santa agreed to find homes for the Misfit Toys. Here's the whole gang together. Just then there was a knock at the door. It was Yukon, his dogs, and the abominable snow monster. Even though they had all gone over the cliff, the abominable snow monster was able to bounce, and so they had all landed safely. Here they are coming in the door. Now the monster was no longer mean. He even got a job. He's placed the star on the top of the Christmas tree, and everyone cheered. The next day was Christmas Eve, but the weather was so bad that Santa could not fly his sleigh safely through it. He reluctantly started to tell everyone that Christmas was going to be canceled for the first time ever, but then he realized that there was a way through the storm after all. Rudolph, Santa said, you and that wonderful nose of yours, that nose that can cut through the murkiest storm, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Rudolph replied, it will be an honor, sir. The sleigh was loaded, the reindeer got into place, and Santa climbed aboard. Rudolph took the lead, and the sleigh took off. Santa's first stop, the island of Misfit Toys. Everyone had an extra Merry Christmas that year, and Rudolph went down in history as the greatest reindeer of all. That concludes the reading. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas, everyone.